Hi everyone, this is Cheryl, and I want to talk to you today about this incredible new leather from Foxy Fix. It is part of their vintage collection, and there are two leathers in it. This is Thicket, and this is Antique Brass. And these are American bison hide from the food industry. So it is sustainable leather, meaning that it comes from the food industry, so it is not leather that is harvested just for the leather. It is leather that is from bison that is used for all its parts. This leather is, besides incredibly beautiful, it's full grain. It's pliable, it's waxed, similar to Rowena, which is also one of my very favorites. Here's a sample of it. Rowena, though, is more smooth, although you can see some grain texture in it. It's smooth, and this is from cow, whereas this is from the bison, so it has much more texture to it. And what is one of the most beautiful things about this leather is that no two pieces are alike. So you'll look at this is my pocket, which I've started setting up, and I went ahead and I got the snap closure on it because Annie from Annie Plans Printables, she came out with Pocket Plus inserts, which are a little wider than the regular pocket inserts, and with the snap closure you can put these in, they will fit. But look at this marbling on this and how you can see how different it is from the grain texture on this piece, which is my Weeks. This is a notebook style for Weeks. So in here, it actually has the elastics, and I have multiple inserts included in it. This is Lights Planner Action, and this is from Happy Scrappy. And this is Print Suppression, which I can set up in, you can see I skipped a few weeks. I can actually set up in your more traditional style. So this is the upcoming week that I haven't filled out yet. But let's talk about this leather. I love the Crisscross Pockets. I can use it for in many different ways. You have the big pocket in the back. You have card pocket. This allows you to fit in large items as well as small items, and they don't fall out. This is something that Foxy Fix has designed. They originally came out with this crisscross style. This is the original notebook style with the reinforced binding because this leather is a little bit more pliable, so it needs that added structure to keep it from bending. You can also get it in the folio style, which has the added pocket in the back, which I don't have in this leather yet, but I do have a number 5 which will be your B6 style that I want to order in the antique brass, and I'm going to get it with the big pocket in the back, and also with the pedal pockets, which is also something that was designed by Kelly and Jordan. And what I love about this is it works really well for also storing, if you want to turn it into a wallet, for your credit cards or any card that you want to place in it. I also love pen loops. I love to have my pen loop. There's an elastic here on the back so that you can put in a large pen or a small pen. Now in the Thicket, the grain seems to be much smaller, such as this. The die goes all the way through, so you will see the die on the front and on the inside, which is a really soft suede. And I wanted to show you the comparison of the leather. Now here's where the reinforcement is for the rings. So you're going to compare, okay, here is a tag in the antique brass. And here is, what did I just do with it? Excuse me a second. Oh, here we go. In the Rowena. And they're very similar. And they're both very flexible. And then you'll see this is a sample from Spice, which is very, very soft. So if you are looking for a little more structure in your notebooks, you should really like the vintage collection. I also wanted to compare it to the older line of Wanderlust, and you will see how much thicker that this leather was, and it's not quite as flexible. I hope you can see that well. Now, like the Wanderlust though, which it was also dyed all the way through, they are vegetable tanned, and they will patina with use. So this will get even more lovely as you use it, because it will pick up the oils from your hands. It will darken with light, with the sunlight, and I cannot wait to see what this is going to look like a year from now or a few months from now, just with constant use. Now, a lot of people have likened the way this looks to Sandstorm, and I no longer have Sandstorm. It was just, which was also buffalo hide. It was just too thick, and it wasn't floppy enough for me. Now, I've been bending this one since I first got this sample, so it's very crinkly. And it wasn't probably the prettiest of samples when I first got it, where this is the Abyss. And you can see the pull-up effect on it as you bend it, how it lightens. But this is much, much thicker than the Wanderlust. I'm sorry, than the vintage. The other thing you'll notice about the vintage line is it also has a pull-up effect. So you can bend it and it will lighten. And because it's waxed, it will retain its color a little better. And I have the pen holders, which I put off to the side here. And look, this here is also antique brass. It matches this one a little better. When you put your pens in it, you can see the pull-up effect, and it will go back. And rub it out a little bit. And here's Thicket. Now, again, because it's waxed, it does not take the foil very well, but you can certainly do the deboss. It's just a little bit more subtle, depending on the leather and the deboss you choose. On this one, I did Thrive, and I used the Willow font. This is my word for the year. And this is a fox, which I love this fox. Again, on this one, it's Thrive. And on this one, it's the butterfly. And for this one, I'm going to use this for the month of January for my Cocoa Daisy, which has some beautiful plant pages with plants and a lot of greenery, but this will eventually become my planter notebook for my gardening notebook for my new home that will hopefully be moving into probably June, give or take a month. But anyway, and in case you're curious, I used wheat stitching on all of these because I love how it gives it that more antique look. and the wheat goes in really well with the brown. This is the medium brown warm elastic, and this is just the green, dark green elastic, which blends really well. And I like to match, my new thing is I like to match my elastic to my leathers, because if for some reason I just want to switch out one elastic, I can just do the closure. But then the main elastics I don't have to switch out if I don't feel like it. Like if I'm just moving this one temporarily, then I can leave these in because it basically matches. And then I can just switch out this one if I wanted to match the stitch, or if I wanted something that matched whatever my setup was. That's an easy enough switch. But again, I cannot wait to use this continuously to see how it ages and holds up with the oils in the natural oils in your hands and the sunlight. So I'll be petting this constantly. Oh, and if you really want to know what leather smells like, you have to have this. This smells like you're walking into a real leather store, not a company that just sells leather pieces here and there, or a tack room, or anyone who grew up on a farm that deals with a lot of leather pieces. This is just amazing. The smell of this. I mean, I could just, even my husband, when I opened it up and brought it to him, he was astounded at how good it smells. And I have a lot of Foxies, and they all smell good, but this just hands down smells amazing. And if you have any questions, feel free to tag me. You can find me on Instagram, on Facebook. I have my own unofficial Foxy group. It's Foxy Rings and Strings, unofficial. And of course, I'm under my name, cherylreiter, on Instagram and here on YouTube. And I do have a link for anyone who is new to Foxy where you can save 10% on your first purchase. And feel free to ask me questions. I love my notebooks. I am definitely addicted to the leather notebooks from Foxy. Jordan and Kelly are the most amazing people I have ever worked with or ordered from, and I would love to help you.